You didn't have anything or experiences before this whole story. Do you think that means that anyone can potentially unlock this power?
Everybody is psychic. Every single person is psychic. And when I look back on my childhood, I was able to go back and reframe certain moments where I was like, oh, that was a psychic thing, you know? And I always go back, I tell the story at my events all the time. When I was in 4th grade, Mrs. Worthley was the 4th grade teacher, and she would give us our 10 vocabulary words to study, and then you would you have to spell your 10 vocabulary words, and you always got an extra credit word. So her desk was in the far left of the classroom. My desk was in a row that was closest to the entrance, all the way in the back. And she gave us the 10 words, and we did it. And then she gave us an extra credit word, and the extra credit word was phlegm. 4th grade, phlegm. So I looked up, and I saw on the chalkboard, PHLEGM. So I was like, and I wrote it down. So then there was a parent-teacher conference, and they wanted to know who was teaching me medical terminology at my age, because why would a 4th grader know how to spell phlegm? Everybody else in the class spelled it F-L-E-M. My mom was a stickler for lying. Her thing was, if you do something wrong, you tell me before I find out from somebody else. You're not going to get in trouble. I find out from somebody else, you're in bigger trouble than you could possibly imagine, and don't lie. So that was always like a thing. So I got called into the meeting, and the teacher said, how would you know? And I looked at her and I said, well, you wrote it on the board. And the teacher said, I did not write it on the board. And my mom looked at me. So I had the moment, and I just looked at the teacher and I went, she's lying. She's lying right now. But now when I thought about it as an adult or as a teenager, I was like, wait, there's no logical way Mrs. Worthley would get from her desk to the board to write it in the time that she said it. I just took it for granted. She said it, I looked up, I saw it, I wrote it down. And then I realized I had a lot of those moments, but I never looked at them as being psychic. They were just moments. They were just moments of you have experiences. And that's why I tell people, when someone loses a loved one and they're like, I'm not getting any signs, I'm not feeling anything, I'm not seeing anything. I'm like, you just don't know how to call it or how to phrase it or how to dissect it from the mess of everything else that's happening amongst the grief.